Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everybody. Maitreya Uvacha Itam Saloka Guruna Samadhisto Vashampatihi Tatha Chakritva Vasalyam Magho Napi Cha Sandade. Maitreya Uvacha Itam Saloka Guruna Samadhisto Vishampatihi Tatha Chakritva Vasalyam Magho Napi Cha Sandade. Maitreya Uvacha Itam Saloka Guruna Samadhisto Vishampatihi Tatha Chakritva Vasalyam Magho Napi Cha Sandade. Tam Saloka Guruna Samadhisto Vishampatihi Tatha Chakritva Vasalyam Magho Napi Cha Sandade. Maitreya Uvacha. The great sage Maitreya continued to speak. Etam Das Saha King Prithu Loka Guruna, by the original teacher of all people, Lord Brahma, Samadhishtaha, being advised, Vishampatihi, the king, master of the people, Tatha, in that way, Cha, also, Kritva, having done, Vasalyam, affection, Maghona, Vidindra, Api, even, Cha, also, Sandade, concluded peace. The great sage Maitreya continued, King Prithu was thus advised by the supreme teacher. Lord Brahma abandoned his eagerness to perform yagnas and with great affection concluded peace with King Indra. After this, Prithu Maharaj took his bath, which is customarily taken after the performance of yajna, and received the benediction, and due to the blessings of the demigod, were very pleased by his glorious activities. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Yagna means Lord Vishnu, for all yagna is meant to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. Since the demigods automatically become very pleased with the performance of sacrifice, they bestow benediction upon the executors of yagnas. When one pours water on the root of a tree, the branches, trunk, twigs, flowers, and leaves are all satisfied. Similarly, when one gives food to the stomach, all parts of the body are rejuvenated. In the same way, if one simply satisfies Lord Vishnu by the performance of yagna, one satisfies all the demigods automatically. In turn, the demigods offer their benediction to such a devotee. A pure devotee, therefore, does not ask benedictions directly from the demigods. His only business is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, he is never in need of those things supplied by the demigods. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarini Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kritva Bhrita Snanaya Prithave Bhuri Karmane Varan Daduste Varada Te Tat Barihishitar Pitaha. Guest has come. Kritva Bhrita Snanaya Prithave Bhuri Karmane Varan Daduste Varada Ye Tad Barihishitar Pitaha. After this, Prithu Maharaj took his bath, which is customarily taken after the performance of a yajna, and received the benedictions, and due to the blessing the demigod was very pleased by his glorious activity. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Audio is clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Koti Koti Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you everybody. So today the topic is benediction. Now you see the very unique behavior of Prithu Maharaj. It was not his fault. It was the fault of Indra, what he was doing. But Prithu Maharaj tolerated that, and he stopped himself for doing any yajna extra. He stopped at 99 on the request of Brahma. He could have continued. But he said, no, okay, fine. For the larger good, it's fine. 99 is enough. And he automatically receives benediction from all the devatas. And now, the next slokas we will see, the Lord himself appears with Indra. And Indra takes pardon from Prithu Maharaj. Everything is arranged. So this word benediction is actually difficult to understand. What benediction I am seeking? Some people feel work is worship. Why do I need any benediction from anybody? I'll work hard and I'll achieve what I want to achieve. So generally that is a picture of people. But we see that with the common sense also, there is a good doctor and a patient dies in his hand, unable to do anything. There is a nice boat, but still people may die in it. There may be a very good father and mother, but the child may die in front of them. So we can see actually any protection in this world is not a complete protection. We do need protection. So therefore, a normal man, what he does in his life, he faces some difficulty, he goes to the people who can help him with that problem. Therefore Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Kames tatte hrita jnana yajante anya devataha. When the mind is stolen by so many anxieties, desires, we run to somebody who can bless us and solve that problem. And where we see, we don't see the hand of the Lord in all these things. Where is God in me? I had some problem. So I have some problem and I try to solve that problem by my own efforts. Hare Krishna. Supriti Mataji, we can hear clearly now with the mic. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you clearly.
Chalo. So now, so generally, therefore, where do I do not find any, need of God in this. And that is actually exactly what we denounce in Jaimini's karma mamamsa theory. You work hard, you do good, you get good, you do bad, you get bad. What you do with God? If He is there also, only business is to record, don't forget. My all good what I have done, or don't and anyway bad happens, maybe some mistakes I did. So this is the general level of understanding. So we do not find any need of God in this analysis. But we see that Queen Kunti, when she is praying to Krishna in Kunti Suti, as a Vishan Mahagne, who knows the shloka? Yes, who has crammed Kunti Suti? Vishan Mahagne, yes, Aishwarya Mataji.
महाग्ने पुरुषाददर्शनम् असत्सभायावनवासकृच्छते मृते मृते अनेकमहारथास्त्रद्रौद्रण्यस्त्रतश्चास्म हरे अभिरक्षितो. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So Vishan Mahagne, that all that Visha was given to Bhima. When you look at the situation, actually, there was no Krishna physically present there. Mahagne, again when the house was burnt, the Laksha Griha was burnt, again Krishna was not personally present there. Purushada, Hidamba, Bhima had killed him. So all the list she gives, whole life she is meditating. The Krishna, it is because of your kindness that I am out of that problem. So this is not actually easy. This requires actually realization. What realization? That not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. So imagine, even for material things, it does not happen without the benediction of the Lord. Therefore, most of the time people visit the temple, we don't know what benediction to ask. So we ask, what we do because of our anxiety is in this plane, we share this anxiety. And a pure devotee knows he has only one anxiety, if he can forget the Lord. That is his only anxiety. So which platform we are in actually? Here it is a common man who has some existential anxieties of food, of shelter, some fear, eating, sleeping, mating and fearing, that level anxiety he has, and he goes to the Lord to remove that anxiety. That is one, very great. And then it is secondly, the person who is more advanced, he has only one anxiety. If he can, that's the only one anxiety of a devotee. Can you just imagine? If we have anxiety on the material plane, we don't have anxiety on the spiritual plane. Like Mother Yashoda is also always in anxiety. Monkeys will bite Krishna. She is in anxiety all the time. That is called spiritual anxiety. The gopis are always in anxiety. Will Krishna ever come back? Mother Yashoda is in anxiety. Will animals attack my small child Krishna? They also have anxiety. And here it is. Actually, tamoguna, there is no anxiety because person just sleeps. He has nothing to do in life. It's a very peculiar characteristic. Sometimes somebody may say, I have no anxiety, but he may be just tamasic fellow, just sleeping all the time. The boat is safest in the bank, but that is not where the boat should be. Boat has to go on the water. When the boat goes on water, there is immediate anxiety. So some people who want to stay free from anxiety, they stop doing any work. They go to the forest, sit down alone in some jungle because they want to be free from anxiety. When you want to serve Krishna, we take anxiety for Krishna. You have to accept it. We cannot live a life free from anxiety, but we should have the capacity to handle that anxiety. And at the same time, remember Krishna. Shudra cannot handle any anxiety. So therefore, his only business is take a job, get food and sleep, that's all. But a Vaishya has an anxiety, he has to give salary every month to so many employees. He has to do business, take here, take there. He can handle more anxiety and still remember Krishna. A Kshatriya has a great anxiety. Neighboring king will come and cut his head anytime. He has a great anxiety. He has an anxiety that no innocent man should he harm. He also has it. So there is anxiety. We cannot say we cannot have a life. Some people say, I will have a life without anxiety. That's not possible. But we can come on a spiritual plan. Mayavadis try to have a life without anxiety, but that doesn't work out. But the devotee has an anxiety, but that is spiritual platform. It's an anxiety of separation from Krishna, an anxiety of forgetfulness of Krishna. Isn't he amazing? So therefore, what is your anxiety? You will seek a benediction accordingly. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitava jagadish kamaye mama janmanishware bhavatad bhakti hetuki tvai. So we see that what is seeking. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I do not want anything, because he doesn't have anxiety on that platform. Now, if you have an anxiety for money, you will only be seeking money. Okay? If you see the Lord, my Lord, you know my heart, some money, na dhanam, na janam, and all. I need some disciples, I need some followers, na janam. Because you want that. Na sundarim, I want a beautiful woman, follow me. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. So there is an anxiety, so then always you are praying to the Lord for that. What do you want? You pray for that. But actually we have to, by Krishna's grace, at least all the people here hearing Bhagavatam, we have understood that material anxiety is not the end of life. I am wasting my time in material anxiety. We have understood that. But then we have not come to the spiritual platform to have spiritual anxieties. We are imagining a middle platform in between, like a Mayavadi, where there is no anxiety. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, when Madhavendra Puri was crying while leaving the world, the Ishwar Puri told him, not Ishwar, Ramachandra Puri, why you are crying? Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. So he said, drive this boy away. So this artificial standard of no anxiety doesn't work. That's why Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada, when he used to see his Gaudiya Math people are sleeping, he used to take a big loan and put them in anxiety. Because in Rajaguna, activities happen with anxiety. Correct? Tamoguna, person just sleeps. He has no anxiety. And there is Rajasic man, he has anxiety for his sense gratification. Sattvic man has anxiety for his duties, kartavya, I have to rini cha rajan. He has some obligations. As a matter of duty, he is acting. So there is an anxiety that whether I fulfill my duties. On another spiritual platform, there is anxiety in service to Krishna. No anxiety means only tamoguna. Also sometimes what happens, तामसिक man exactly feels he has become सात्विक. उसको ऐसा भ्रम होता है. जैसे सपोज एक नया मूवी आया, ठीक है, तो आप नहीं जा रहे हो, और एक जो बड़ा भगवान का भक्त है वो भी नहीं जाता, तो आपको लगता है मैं तो महान भक्त बन गया भगवान का, मैं नहीं जा रहा ना, लेकिन मैं टेस्ट करूंगा, आपके सामने मूवी ऑन कर दूंगा. अगर आप देख रहे हैं तो पता चलेगा आपको, आप तमोगुण से मूवी छोड़े या आप सत्वगुण से मूवी छोड़े, दोनों एक से ही दिखते हैं, है ना. तू मूवी जा रहा है, मैं नहीं जा रहा. तो तामसिक में क्यों नहीं जा रहा है? कौन चल के जाएगा इतना दूर, वो आलसी है. और भक्ति क्यों नहीं जा रहा? बकवास है. तो दोनों जा रहे हैं. तो हम लोग नहीं जा रहे हैं. जैसे अभी कभी क्या होता है, वी आर थिंकिंग दैट आई एम नॉट डूइंग सेंस एंजॉयमेंट, तो मेरे को लगता है मैं एक्चुअली तपस्वी हो गया, वैरागी हो गया. नहीं, तू इंद्रिय भोग इसलिए नहीं कर रहा है क्योंकि तू आलसी है. अभी पता नहीं, यू डू नॉट नो, बट एक्चुअली द थिंग इज प्रेजेंटेड इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. विल यू? दैट्स व्हाई इट इज सेड गृहस्थ ब्रह्मचारी एंड नैष्ठिक ब्रह्मचारी. So we may be thinking I am a brahmachari because I am renounced from woman. But actually a grihastha may be more renounced than you. He is living with the woman, still he is detached. And so therefore situation will, Krishna will test you. Nashtika brahmachari, Krishna will keep a woman next to you and your heart is agitated. And grihastha living in that situation, still his heart is not, he is more advanced than you. Right? So we may be thinking, imagining, but actually the test will be when the situation arrives. Then, bhakti paresha anubhava virakti anyatya syat. When we advance in spiritual life, there will be virakti. So presently, in the situation that we are, we have to work hard. That is the only way we can keep ourselves from Maya. There is no other way at this situation. When the heart is purified, by many, many years of sadhana, then you can just sit and read Bhagavatam whole day. It's okay. But not in the stage we are in now. Srila Prabhupada used to say, you can give me some time, I want to finish Bhagavatam, I want to give you so many books. But personally, even for him, that was not possible. He had to run around. He had to go around the world, see his disciples. He has to answer thousands of mails, letters of his disciples. Prabhupada used to answer every letter, think and letter. he has to be part of so much planning of the movement. So where it was possible, it was not possible. And for us, no. So we should, sometimes we think I'm advancing in spiritual life and therefore I have no anxiety. Now from Tamoguna, you have come to Sattva-guna. Sattva-guna, the person is free from material desires. So, but now spiritual desires have not appeared. Material desires have disappeared. Spiritual desires have not appeared. So we come to a middle situation, prasannatma. I have nothing to do. It's okay, better than a rasic and tamasic person. But a Krishna conscious person, just like Hanumanji is traveling to Lanka, he is in spiritual anxiety. Where is Sita? Where is Sita? Not material. That kind of anxiety will not cause you blood pressure because that is on spiritual platform. So we, just like Srila Prabhupada, you see the great acharyas, he had intense compassion. And so vigorously Prabhupada was working that when he was to go to sleep, Prabhupada used to just sleep for 2-3 hours. He used to say, I am wasting my time. Look at his compassion. Anxiety coming out of compassion. Intense anxiety coming out of compassion. The Prabhupada doesn't want to sleep for 2-3 hours. Sometimes Prabhupada gave it up also. So, if you don't see Prabhupada taking class like we do. Suppose we sleep 6 hours, one day we sleep 5 hours, 1 hour less, whole day, and Prabhupada was just sleeping 2-3 hours. Koi jawai nahi aata tha. Fresh, because he's on spiritual platform. Continuous, the whole existence is on a spiritual platform. So we should therefore rise from material platform to spiritual platform. Right? And not that coming some kind of a illusory situation without any anxiety. No. Take up some desire of Srila Prabhupada and fulfill it. Some instruction of Srila Prabhupada. Just like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami took the instruction to write Chaitanya Charitamrita. Take up something which is very pleasing to the Lord. And then we are in another platform. In spiritual anxiety, the person feels blissful. It's not material. So therefore, why I am taking anxiety? Because that is the benediction you will be seeking. So what is the benediction devotee seeks? He seeks a benediction actually of association of another devotee. That is what devotee is seeking. And when you get that, you will value that. So suppose you are seeking something, when you get that, you will value, you will not throw it away. But when we are not seeking certain thing, even if you get it, you may not value and easily you will throw it away. So a devotee seeks benediction of constant remembrance of the Lord. Devotee seeks association of other devotees, that's all. That is what is his anxiety, he's always seeking that. And rest of the thing is just done as a matter of service, but not that will overcome us. Okay? Hare Krishna. So I'll just take some Prabhupada quotes on this topic. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I took this as a special mercy of the Lord who always desires benediction for his devotees, and so thinking, I started for the north. Purport. Conferential devotees of the Lord see in every step a benedictory direction of the Lord. What is considered to be an odd or difficult moment in the mundane sense is accepted as special mercy of the Lord. Mundane prosperity is a kind of material fever, and by the grace of the Lord, the temperature of this material fever is gradually diminished. And spiritual health is obtained step by step. Mundane people misunderstand it. The popular saying is...
Wait. Another Narad Muni. In the first canto, we see Narad Muni is in a very difficult position. His mother had died, he's all alone, small boy. So he could have taken in a negative way. No, he takes it as a benediction of the Lord. Very, very unfortunate news. His mother dies, only shelter he had. And he takes it as a benediction. Not easy.
The popular saying is that a housewife teaches the daughter-in-law by teaching the daughter. Similarly, the Lord teaches the world by teaching the devotee. The devotee does not have to learn anything new from the Lord because the Lord teaches the sincere devotee always from within. Whenever, therefore, a show is made to teach the devotee, as in the case of teachings of Bhagavad Gita, it is for teaching the less intelligent men. A devotee's duty, therefore, is to ungrudgingly accept tribulations from the Lord as a benediction. The Pandavas were advised by Bhishma Deva to accept the responsibility of administration without hesitation. The poor subjects were without protection due to the battle of Kurukshetra, and they were awaiting the assumption of power by Maharaja Yudhishthira. A pure devotee of the Lord accepts tribulations as favors from the Lord. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no mundane difference between the two. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.9.7.
Now this is when Yudhishthira Maharaj is being asked to accept the throne. He's saying, no, I have done so much sin, I am not qualified. So then there is the analysis going on here. The 9th chapter, Bhishma's prayers will come now. So the tribulations in life, Krishna arranges for a devotee. For a normal person, all the tribulations are because of his papa karma. But for a pure devotee like Pandavas there is no papa karma, their life is absolutely pure. But Krishna arranges some difficult situations for the whole world to see, look, here is my devotee. So Krishna, if he is teaching Arjuna, it is for teaching the whole world. When he is teaching, instructing Yudhishthira Maharaj, again it is for instruction to the world. They don't need any instruction because within the heart, all the knowledge is there. Yesham tataktanam pachatam priti purukam dadami buddhi yogam. So Krishna has given them all the knowledge because they are always engaged in Krishna bhajan. All the knowledge is within his heart. Therefore Prabhupada once was saying, philosophy is good. More important than understanding philosophy is application of philosophy. Correct? Then the real benediction of the Lord comes. So devotee's business to ungrudgingly accept tribulation Lord as a benediction. It's Krishna's arrangement, that difficult situation. And once understand that Krishna is in complete control, he is my well-wisher, the person is in total, deep peace. So artificially devotee cannot smile and be peaceful. When he realizes that Krishna is in control and he is in always blessing me, always seeking good for me, then we become peaceful.
Here and there were heard the benedictions being paid to Krishna, which were neither befitting nor unfitting, because they were all for the Absolute, who was now playing the part of human being. Purport. At places there were sounds of Vedic benediction aiming at the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. The benedictions were fitting in the sense that the Lord was playing the part of human being as if a cousin of Maharaja Yudhishthira, but they were also unfitting because the Lord is absolute and has nothing to do with any kind of material relativity. He is nirguna because there are no material qualities in him, but he is full of transcendental qualities. In the transcendental world, there is nothing contradictory, whereas in the relative world, everything has its opposite. In the relative world, white is the opposite conception of black, but in the transcendental world, there is no distinction between white and black. Therefore, the sounds of benedictions uttered by the Lord Brahmanas here and there appear to be contradictory in relation with the absolute person, but when they are applied to the absolute person, they lose all contradiction and become transcendental.
Okay, so there is benediction. So Krishna is being blessed by the Brahmanas when he is leaving Hastinapur for Dwarka. The Brahmanas are blessing. So Shastra is saying there's a benedictions who are appropriate, also not appropriate. Appropriate because Kshatriya should be blessed by Brahmana, not appropriate when you're blessing the Lord. What do you mean? So, but Krishna, all contradictions can reconcile.
Undoubtedly, it is wonderful that Dwarka has defeated the glories of heavenly planets and has enhanced the celebrity of the earth. The inhabitants of Dwarka are always seeing the soul of all living beings. Krishna, in his loving feature, he glances at them and favors them with sweet smiles.
Okay, so nice, so the benediction. You see, this is the best benediction. We can meet Krishna every day and he lovingly smiles. What was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu seeking all the time? I want Krishna, I want Krishna, I want Krishna, I want to see Krishna.
From him only all our kingly opulence, our kingdom, good wives, life, progeny, control over our subjects, victory over our enemies, and future accommodation in higher planets has become possible. All this is due to his causeless mercy upon us. Material prosperity consists of a good wife, good home, sufficient land, good children, aristocratic family relations, victory over competitors, and by pious work, attainment of accommodation in the higher celestial planets for better facilities of material amenities. These facilities are earned not only by one's hard manual labor or by unfair means, but by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Prosperity earned by one's personal endeavor also depends on the mercy of the Lord. Personal labor must be there in addition to the Lord's benediction, but without the Lord's benediction, no one is successful simply by personal labor. The modernized man of Kali Yuga believes in personal endeavor and denies the benediction of the Supreme Lord. Even a great sannyasi of India delivers speeches in Chicago protesting the benedictions of the Supreme Lord. But as far as Vedic Shastras are concerned, as we find in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, the ultimate sanction for all success rests in the hands of the Supreme Lord. Maharaja Yudhishthira admits this truth in his personal success, but it behooves one to follow in the footsteps of such a great king and devotee of the Lord to make life a successful. If one could achieve success without the sanction of the Lord, then no medical practitioner could fail to cure a patient, despite the most advanced treatment of a suffering patient. By the most up-to-date medical practitioner, there is death, and even in the most hopeless case, without medical treatment, a patient is cured astonishingly. Therefore, the conclusion is that God's sanction is the immediate cause for all happenings, good or bad. Any successful man should feel grateful to the Lord for all he has achieved.
Very nice. Any successful man should feel grateful to the Lord for all he has achieved. This is very nice. Thoda realizations chahiye. Because otherwise you feel I did something and I got a result, I did something, but there is a benediction of the Lord. Without that, nothing happens.
Once he visited the house of Duryodhana, the enemy cousin of Maharaja Yudhishthira. Duryodhana was intelligent enough to satisfy the Brahmana by all means, and the great
Rishi.
Rishi. The great Rishi wanted to give some benediction to Duryodhana. Duryodhana knew his mystic powers, and he knew also that the mystic Brahmana, if dissatisfied, could cause some havoc, and thus he designed to engage the Brahmana to show his wrath upon his enemy cousins, the Pandavas. When the Rishi wanted to award some benediction to Duryodhana, the latter asked him to visit the house of Maharaj Yudhishthira, who was the eldest and chief among the Duryodhana's cousins. But Duryodhana requested the Rishi to go to the Yudhishthira after the latter had finished his meals with his queen Draupadi. Duryodhana knew that after Draupadi's dinner, it would be impossible for Maharaja Yudhishthira to receive such a large number of Brahmana guests, and thus the Rishi would be annoyed and would create some trouble for his cousin Maharaja Yudhishthira. That was the plan of Duryodhana. Durvasa Muni agreed to this proposal, and he approached the king in exile according to the plan of Duryodhana after the king and Draupadi had finished their meals. King Ambarisha, the great devotee and emperor of the world.
Okay. No, that is correct. So this is, we know that Durvasa Muni and Duryodhana Yudhishthira. So you see what kind of benediction he is seeking. He is seeking benediction so that he can harm somebody. Because sometimes when the mind is engrossed in this kind of situation, we even wish bad for somebody else. Yes.
The value of a moment's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot be compared even with the value of attaining the heavenly planets or liberation from matter, and what to speak of worldly benedictions in the form of material prosperity, which are for those who are meant for death.
Now this is Parikshit Maharaj. This is a statement of Parikshit Maharaj. When he got his moment about to leave the world, because that is not the benediction he is seeking, good kingdom, good wife, otherwise he would have cried. No. And at the moment when Shukdev Goswami appears, wow, what is this? And he's very happy. He is considering this more important than the kingdom that he has lost. He is excited and drinking the nectar of his association. So therefore, we have to transcend what is real benediction. The very real benediction to get association of a great devotee. Yes, next.
Maharaja Katwanga was invited by the demigods in the higher planets to fight demons, and as a king, he fought the battles to the full satisfaction of the demigods. The demigods, being fully satisfied with him, wanted to give him some benediction for material enjoyment, but Maharaja Katwanga, being very much alert to his prime duty, inquired from the demigods about his remaining duration of life. This means that he was not as anxious to accumulate some material benediction from the demigods as he was to prepare himself for the next life. He was informed by the demigods, however, that his life would last only for a moment longer. The king at once left the heavenly kingdom, which is always full of material enjoyment of the highest standard, and coming down to this earth, took ultimate shelter of all save personality of Godhead. He was successful in his great attempt and achieved liberation. This attempt, even for a moment, by the saintly king was successful because he was always alert to his prime duty. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.1.13.
This is the famous instance of Katwang Maharaj we all quote, that he was fighting with the Devatas, but in his heart there was only one thing, the Lord. And how, when the Devatas said, you fought so well, you want any blessings? The blessing. Okay, tell me how much time I have. Because something else is why he is seeking in life. That is doing as a matter of duty. So he says, no, you have only a moment remaining. Because Devatas have higher powers, they can know. A moment, can you transfer to a temple or not? Touch the transferred temple, just held on to the lotus feet of the Lord and completely surrendered and went back to God. Just a moment. Just a moment. But the point is that we will be seeking some other benedictions. Suppose we had one moment remaining, what we will do? We'll do so many things, other things. What are the latest news? Correct? And what is the latest food? Eating, sleeping, some things we will pass the time with. He just one moment, one split second he didn't waste. Parikshit Maharaj 7 days, he didn't waste a single second. They were doing what he's supposed to do because some benediction they are seeking. Yes, last one.
All the different kinds of worshippers of the multi-demigods can attain the highest perfection of benediction, which is spontaneous attraction unflinchingly fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead only by the association of the pure devotee of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.11.
So nice. By association of the Lord, what can happen? The greatest benediction we can achieve. Okay? What is the greatest benediction? Spontaneous attraction unflinchingly fixed on the Supreme Personality of God. The highest perfection of life. Correct? Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, the highest is just be absorbed in me, spontaneously. Now you don't have to even make an effort, spontaneous attraction to the Supreme Lord. And Uddhava went to meet the gopis to solace them because Krishna is not coming to Vrindavan. He saw they already achieved the highest benediction. They're totally absorbed in Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna. What is the highest benediction? Spontaneous attraction unflinchingly fixed upon the Supreme Personality of God. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you for the class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhanva Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Govinda.
Hare Ram.
Thank you.
Radha Govinda.